Hey everyone, my energy is back. I was out in this garden this morning, still in my pajamas, with the dogs, bringing them out, and I dug up a tree. I got inspired to move something, and I went to it. It felt so good to be digging in the ground with my shovel. So this is gonna be a fun video. Let's go. Here is the tree I dug up. It is my wafer ash, and it's not happy. Now I know it's going to go dormant, but it's not happy. And I think the reason why is because, well, I dug it up. No, it's been looking like this for a minute. So when the house people, when our neighbors behind us had to take their tree out, it filled in a lot of that area with shade. And with that gone, this back corner of my Florida native wildflower garden gets a lot more sun. I mean, you can see it's getting full sun right now. And so the tree was right there in the corner. And look, I opened up the walkway. See that? We're going to talk about all that. And I thought, it's not happy there. And not only that is, it looks like not happy. And its not happiness was taking away from the beauty that is there. So I want to get it out of there. I potted it up. I'm going to go put it in a shady location. I actually have another wafer ash tree in a pot, and it's very happy. So hopefully it will survive being dug up. I have dug up and moved this tree 2 times prior to this, but it was in the ground on this spot longer than it was the other 2 places, this poor tree. So I'm going to go and put this in the area where it will get more shade, because I think that will make it happier, and we'll see how it does. So then, oh y'all, okay, so you know this whole garden area here is staying the Florida native wildflower garden, and we're gonna work on the walkway today. As a matter of fact, I'm already eyeing that stone right there that matches these stones here. I think I'm gonna place it right there to, you know, get into the little walkway between the fence posts. But back here in this section right here, I do have some plants in the ground. Look at this beautiful aster is blooming. This is one of the 2 that I got, and it has a sign, but I don't see it. Oh, sweet little aster, where is your sign? Oh, it's attached to it. It's one of those. I knew I kept it. Blue wood aster. So it's blooming now, and it's really pretty. And it's got little teeny tiny leaves and little tiny flowers, but there's so many of the flowers, like it really has a showy presence. So in this area, especially up there, there is weed block, which is why you don't see any plants in here. There's only pots. And the weed block runs over under this pathway, so it's not like I can just take it out because it's like a big sheet. So I thought of a really cool idea, and I think I've mentioned doing this before. See how this giant ironweed is not pretty, but we all know how gorgeous it can be. It's going to seed. I actually need to come out and collect these seeds right here. It's in a pot, so I can take this and I can move it back to my work area out of sight while it's in its I'm not going to be pretty stage, and put things potted that are in a pretty stage. So this could be like the seasonal Florida native wildflower potted bloom garden. That's too many words. But what I'm thinking is there's a lot of space. Like I can cram a lot of pots in there and put things in this section that are currently blooming that are Florida native wildflowers. What do y'all think? I think that's going to be so much fun because you know me, I love switching things in and out. And I also love my garden looking full of flowers. And I don't love it when things look like they're on the other side of going dormant or going to seed. And I really want lots of flowers all the time for the butterflies because this is a butterfly garden. It's for them. So how fun would that be? Then I could be switching out the Florida natives based on when they're blooming. And then I can update you guys on what blooms when, and I'm excited about that idea. I think it's going to be fabulous. It'd only be this back half of the garden. The front half, most things are in the ground and they'll just stay there. But I also, I'm so bad. Hang on. I keep looking at this splash of color from these narrow leaf sunflowers and I think, oh, wouldn't it be so fabulous if I had this all year? Well, y'all, I can have something very close to this all year. Look at these guys. Yeah, they're not the rich golden shade of yellow that we have down there, but they're beautiful all the same. And butterflies love these. Like I see butterflies come onto the starry, this is starry rosinweed. I see butterflies come on the starry rosinweed way more frequently than I have the narrow leaf sunflowers. Actually, yesterday for the first time, I had a giant swallowtail in the garden and it was actually landing on and getting nectar from these flowers. But even, it's kind of odd because I don't even see lots of pollinators buzzing around on these. Whereas if I walk over to, well, everybody just flew off, but look, right behind it is the snow square stem, and there are things all over it. There's a little skipper butterfly, there's a bee, there's a wasp flying around, there's a monarch over on the other side. Like, they love this, but these, they're here for the looks, and there are some insects flying around, but I don't see a lot of butterflies landing on them. There's a Gulf fritillary flying through. And so anyway, I absolutely love them. They're gorgeous. But then it also makes me think, you know how they're a one and done, right? Only this time of year where the starry rosinweed are all year. Maybe the starry rosinweed are all year because they have something more to offer the butterflies and other pollinators. So I was about to tell you something down there. I totally got sidetracked. Let's go back down to the starry rosinweed and my red trash can. Oh gosh, please tap the like button. I always say that at the end of the video. And you know, some people don't wait till the end to end. You should wait till the end to end, but sometimes you don't. And tap the like button now. Now would be a good time. A little Gulf fritillary. This could easily be a huge patch like those. And I just bought 5 or 6 of these to put out in the side yard, and I'm going to put them in here. There's a ton of lyre leaf sage growing in there, like a whole patch of it. And even though those dense clusters of leaves are pretty, they're down there. And yes, when they bloom, they're pretty, but they're not blooming all year like these guys are. So I'm going to dig some of them out, but I'm not going to like pull them out. I'll stick them in pots or move them because you know where they would be pretty? Like right across the walk. Look at the edge right under my blue plumbago, which is not native. It's a long story, but it's just going to live there because it wants to be there. But everything else around there is native. Anyway, if I planted them along the edge it would make that much prettier down there. See, like this little spot right here that's just got all weeds growing in it? Well, if it had a dense pile of lyre-leaf sage in there, it would make it very difficult for weeds to grow in, and it will look a lot prettier than the patch of weeds. And honestly, I can probably just shovel out a hole right there and just shovel up a scoopful of those and just set it down, which I will probably do. Okay, so that's the update of what I'm working on right now. And now I'm going to take you into the garden room because there are some butterflies that want to fly free. I want to let you see them in the enclosure. And then later on, we're going to talk about the zebra longwings because I've done something different with them. But that'll be towards the end of the video because we're going to get back out here and start working on that stepping stone walkway. Okay, let's go see some butterflies. Look back there, how gorgeous. The frostweed is blooming and it is so pretty. Hang on, we're distracted by beautiful flowers. Look how beautiful it is. The frostweed and the berries on the beautyberry combination. Look, there's a frostweed coming up in here, right in here with them. Frostweed, very small flowers, but absolutely beautiful. And then with that beautyberry in the background, look at how gorgeous that is. So pretty. Okay, let's go see some butterflies. Okay, in the polydamas enclosure, we have 3 polydamas swallowtail butterflies. Let me unzip the enclosure and just get a better view of them because they're gorgeous. They're my favorite. And I do have more babies too, caterpillars, which we'll see later. This one more recently closed because there were only 2 earlier, so that one's not quite ready to go. You can see how still it's being. Look at the coloring. I love the shades of brown and the cream and the orange. I want somebody to make an eyeshadow palette with these colors. I wonder if somebody would do a collab with me and I'll design the colors and they can do the eyeshadow mixing, creating. Am I crazy? Look at those colors. They're beautiful. Okay, so, oh wait, there's 4. How did the 4th one? I mean, look at this. It's a huge open space. There's one back there, and then there's one here, and there. How did I not see there were 4? Okay. All right, so I'll be releasing them, and there are some Gulf fritillaries in here that he closed, and so they'll be flying free in the garden later as well. This is the big lepidarium that doesn't have a lot in it right now, but that's okay. You'll see later where the zebra longwings are. There's a little Gulf fritillary down at the bottom right over there too. And there's a bunch of little baby and a few big eastern black swallowtail caterpillars in here. All right, let's get back out to the garden. Look at how adorable these 2 are. This is Ray and Ringo. We were getting ready to go back out and play in the garden and it started to rain. So they're just kind of laying here waiting with me to go back out. It's the cutest thing. I love them so much. Okay, but I do believe the rain has stopped. So let's get back out to the garden. You know, while I was in the garden room waiting for the rain to stop, I went ahead and watched what I filmed so far. And the top of this stake was like, looked like it was sticking up behind the back of my head in the intro. But this is the stake I used to hold up this cactus that I chopped off and stuck in the pot. And it is now successfully standing on its own. I do have one more support back there that I'm going to leave in a little longer, but I was able to pull out this big red one. I wish I would have pulled it out before I filmed the intro of this video, but that's okay. And you know, I just kind of like the look of this cactus right here, and where I stuck it there because it gets good sun, but I like it there. I've become accustomed to it, so I might just leave it there. Oh, look at that. Who is that? There's a pipevine swallowtail. Those pipevine swallowtails love the red tropical sage. They love it. I'm just glad it's here. Maybe I'll get some eggs for it too. And oh gosh, this hemp vine, I am in love with it. And like I said, it growing in here with the tropical sage, I think is a really pretty combination too. I haven't found any caterpillars on it yet, but I cannot wait. I hope I get them because I really, 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 really want to show you oh my gosh, I see nibble marks. The diurnal, did I say? Yeah, diurnal moth. I can't think of the name of it, but it's spectacular. Let's check right here what has been eating it. I just threw down the steak. Look here. Is there some little caterpillar under there? No. What about you? No, I should probably go look up what those caterpillars look like. What is that? That looks like something that got stuck on there and died. Oh, I think it's a love bug. You know what I've been finding the love bugs singularly, like by themselves, not attached, underneath leaves, and it's like they're just stuck there and they died there. Okay, let's keep looking because there's a lot of signs of munching. I mean, it could be anything eating this, but I would love to find a caterpillar, take it in and raise it. But I don't see anything. Watch me go in when I edit, and there'll be like 47 caterpillars right in front of my face. No, I don't see any. But I'll keep checking because I really, really, really want to get those little guys in my garden. Okay, so when I was working here, there's a garden space right beside it there. And I did a lot of work in that spot, but I want to show you the before. I filmed a little before. I didn't have my mic or anything, so I just took footage of it so you could see. So I'm not going to show it to you yet because right now you're looking at it. And I'm not sure how long I filmed it, so I have to just keep talking here. And hopefully I talk long enough for the whole clip to play. And I feel like that should be good. So now we'll get back to me here. Oh, look at the little golf fritillary down there. So cute. Of course, the wafer ash tree is here, but that's not going to be there. But look at how different it looks now. I really did some good cleaning up, trimming out. There was a big snow square stem that was right back in there, and it was so overcrowding. It was completely grown over the red pentas. And, you know, these are here for butterflies. And yes, butterflies do like the snow square stem, but look, there's another one right there. And there's another one back there. So in this front garden, there did not need to be a snow square stem, and that way it gets the porterweed and the red pentas. Oh, look, there's a Mexican sunflower coming up in the raised planter back there. It was totally overgrown under that snow square stem. So I put it in a pot, the snow square stem, when I dug it up. I'm not sure if it'll make it because it was pretty big. But, you know, they tend to be very hardy, so maybe it will. And then I had some zinnias that I started from seed, and they're in a pot I set in a little clay pot, and then I put their little 1 gallon pot they're in there. And so those will be flowering. They've got buds on them already. And there's my Mexican sunflowers that I planted in here a few videos ago. And I had a Stokes aster. Look at the Georgia asters. Oh, I love them. I had a Stokes aster in a pot, and so I planted it in the raised bed. It was growing all wonky, so I staked it up. You can see it back there. And then there's also these starry rosin weeds that are leaning over. Why? That I put in this raised bed also to be in combination with the zinnias. They were going to hold them up. Remember I did that? Well, now the zinnias all died out. I pulled out their dead stems and now there's just the starry rosinweed, which is fabulous. Look how pretty they are with the purple of the porterweed. And then there's a Mexican sunflower in the background. Gosh, I could call this garden, oh my gosh. You know, I didn't have a name for this garden. I think I had different names. It was the things that I grew from seed. This could be these are a few of my favorite things garden. I mean, look, it's got porterweed, starry rosinweed, Georgia aster, pentas, Mexican sunflowers, snow square stem. In the back is that pot. Remember that pot we did? It was hidden by that whole snow square stem too. It's got a button bush and Orangium integrifolium in there. I don't know if you can see. And that iris that I bought. Those are all Florida natives. So how about that? These are a few of my favorite things garden. What else should I add to it? What have I missed? I don't want to put any trees in here. I've got zinnias, I've got pentas. I think these really are all of my favorite things that are flowers, you know, like nectar. Okay, so I'm going to go right now. I don't know how long I have. We've got these rains drifting in and out. But I'm going to go ahead and pull up these stones. And then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. I'm also going to dig up. There's a bunch of lyre leaf sage coming in there. And I think some baby elephant's feet, if I'm not mistaken, that are between those, like the 2 steps. I'm going to move some of them out. And I'm going to place that end stone. I don't know if I'm going to move that. I'm kind of tempted to just move it forward so it goes right into the other stones because it would fit nicely in there. Maybe I'll do that, and then maybe I'll put like these 2 kind of right here because they're smaller. Well, you'll find out what I do when I come back. Look at these Georgia asters. There's more over there. These ones keep leaning back. I keep standing them up and they keep leaning back. I need to stake them maybe. Okay, I'll be right back. The walkway is done. And it's safe to say, I love it. It's fabulous. Let's go see. Okay, so you can see it from here, look. It's so easy to walk on too. I'm not gonna lose my balance. And I cleaned up this part a little bit and put those two stems going that way. We'll figure that out later. I did have to move a few things that I came across. This violet sororia, which hasn't bloomed, and it was buried under some things. So being out in a pot, it should be okay. I'm hoping that it will do what it's going to do, and I'll get to see it up here. And this, I'm not sure what it is. It might be, I don't know, it could be an elephant's foot. I'm not sure, but it had to move. And this is my little royal catchfly that I found. Look how little it is right now. So I'm glad I found it, got it in a pot. And lyre leaf sage, and that is, believe it or not, a Georgia aster that is just having its basil leaves. I don't remember why I chopped this one back, but I found it in there. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So, okay, let's get to the walkway. Here we go. Ta-da! Isn't it fabulous? I love it. It gets me so much more access to my native plants in a way that is safe and does not cause me to lose my balance. That was the last stone, so I just slid it forward so it goes into this walkway, and then we can go out there. I did not plant any starry rosin weeds, but you know, we can't do everything in one day. I mean, this video is already gonna be, it's gonna be longer. I'm trying to keep them like between 25 and 35 minutes. There's just so much fun to be had. So we'll probably, you know, get to doing some of that later this week, next week. Well, wait, today's Thursday. Can't be later this week. Next week. And I'm going to go in and show you the new enclosure that the zebra longwing caterpillars are currently residing in, explain why, and yeah, that the walkway is done. You can see it from this angle, and then let's go to a wide angle. There we go. All right, let's go see some adorable caterpillars. Okay, so here's the regular lepidarium, and then on the end, I just got one of these little small pop-up enclosures on Amazon. I will link it in the links. I actually really like it. I actually have considered taking out the big lepidarium. I know, who am I? And putting in a row of these so I have one species in each. But the reason why I did this is because, well, let me go out in the garden and tell you. I'll see if I can find some butterflies to look at while I'm talking. But the reason is because this is very lightweight. I can grab it and just pick the whole thing up very easily, where this one, not so much. Okay, let's go in the garden and find a Gulf fritillaria or a zebra longwing to look at, because that's who's in here. All the caterpillars that I have for them. Well, not all of them. The bigger ones are in here. The rest of them are all over my work table. Okay, let's go out. Okay, there's a little zebra longwing fluttering around. And you see how fast it moves, and you see how maneuverable it is. It's real quick, changes directions and everything. Well, when I would go to release them from the big lepidarium, they were really hard to catch, and they close like multiple. So there'd be like 4 of them in there. flying around all over the place with their mad flying skills, and inevitably one of them would sneak out of the enclosure into the whole Florida room, and then I'd be chasing after it trying to catch it because I wouldn't want it to get hurt, because what they like to do is they'll land on the screen, but then they'll go down and get stuck between the screen and the vinyl windows. It tries my life when that happens. So I thought, we can't do this. We cannot do this, zebra longwings. So I put them in that enclosure, and that way when they're ready to fly free, I just pick the whole enclosure up, bring it outside, and let them go. And the golf fritillaries, they're not the same. They're easier to catch, but because they share the same host plant, they just got to move in there also. So that's why I did that. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please tap the like button. Please subscribe to my channel. Share this video with your butterfly gardening friends, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.